Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, I have this incredible video that I'm going to be sharing with you. This brother, he is kicking some serious knowledge in this video. And the knowledge he's kicking is knowledge of reality. He is coming from a realistic standpoint on some issues. This is the kind of video that will definitely make a lot of brothers upset. I already know it, because many don't want to face reality, and this brother pretty much says it in this video clip. But at the end, I guarantee you he is going to drop the mic and walk off the stage, because what he is saying sounds like the gospel truth, and anyone who can't receive it, it proves and it shows that there's a one-sided view going on, that there's not a realistic view. This guy, what he is saying is something that will help repair the black community. But unfortunately, a lot of y'all ain't gonna get it. As a matter of fact, you're gonna be very upset. But anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna let this brother speak his piece, and I'll be right back.
You know, every time I listen to social media, I hear all these platforms talking about women and how bad they are. Do we understand as men that we led them to where they are? You see, who told them to bounce, biggity bounce, biggity bounce, biggity bounce? Guess what? They did that. Who told them to get on the floor and shake that ass? They did that. Who told them to bend over hoe and drop it like it's hot? Guess what? They did that. They followed our lead. Or what about when you left them for Becky with the good hair? You say, oh, that's what he liked? That's what he likes? Well, I can be that too. So then they begin to put the hair in. They followed us. Or what about when you like the ones on Instagram with the voluptuous body? Those are the ones y'all like the most. So now that the women out here that didn't have that or wasn't born that way getting BBLs, now y'all want to look surprised. No, we led them there too, because they seen that we like that. Or y'all guys that like to run around with the fair-skinned women, the ones that's lighter. Okay, what do you think the darker ones gonna do when they start bleaching their skin to get lighter? They say, oh, that's what they like. We can be that too. You see, we are leading this show. We led them into a burning house. And we love to throw stones and hide our hands and act like we don't know what's going on. And we're still playing that same music today. You see, I use those other songs for a reason. Because those girls at that time were how old? 12, 13, 14, listening to that music. Guess what? Those are the women that you're dating today at 28, at 29. 30. Those are the same women that we led. You see, so you might want to ask, are you comparing women to children? No. I'm dealing with the head. And men, are we not supposed to be the head? The last I checked, where the head go, the body will follow. So you keep calling them out their name. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And then when they start to act as such, then you're surprised. That's all they hear in all of our music, in all of our movies. We have put them down so badly that guess what? Just like the child, because who they listening? It's the kids that's listening. But these same kids are the ones that grow up that you have to deal with today. Now ask yourself, if you want your woman to be better, then as men, we got to lead better.
Brother drops the mic and walks off the stage. Now, this is the same stuff that so-called black women have been saying for the longest. We have been saying exactly this right here, right? We have been saying this, but brothers don't want to hear it. Now, I know the mindset of a lot of our brothers who respond to things like this. In their mind, regardless to how masculine and how strong this man appears, they will call him a simp. And that's just a cop-out. They call him a simp because he's not singing their tune. He's not saying what they want to hear. So all of a sudden he becomes a simp because he wants to speak reality. But when you look at that man, when you look at him, he didn't sound or look like a simp to me, right? He is speaking some definite truth. Now, this is not to exonerate women and say that they are all innocent, okay? But he's saying that they are basically the same thing that we were saying. I mean, many years ago, we did a video on our ministry channel where we were talking about how our men back in the 70s, and even before that probably, started requesting or wanting or desiring the super freak. And so the black woman who wasn't giving him that at first, he was going elsewhere to get that. The black woman said, okay, well, this is what I got to do. In order to keep my man, that I've got to become that too, right? So, and there was even documentaries where they were saying that black women were giving them the missionary position and they wanted something else. And so basically what this brother is saying is the same thing that many of us have echoed for many years, is the fact that everything you see happening with black women today is a direct result of supply and demand. This is what some of our men, let me say that again, some of our men wanted. And so our women felt like, because you got to understand this, there are more women than there are men. So the women felt like, man, either I do this or I'm just cut myself short. I won't have anyone, right? That's where that statement, and this statement came out back when, before I was even born, before my mother was born. But there was a statement that was made where they said a piece of man is better than no man at all. So this is an ongoing thing where women were always trying to please the man, even if it was just a piece of man, as they call it, right? Because it's not that it's a shortage of men. This is the way the Most High has done it. I mean, his word actually stated that it was prophesied that it would be this way, that there would be more women than there are men, right? And so basically that puts women in a bind where they feel like, in order to get the attention of my man or of our men, then I've got to be a certain way. This is exactly what this brother was trying to say in the video, that they were doing what you wanted. When you said drop it like it's hot, she dropped it like it was hot. When you said women ain't nothing but this, that, and the third, they became that because this is what you required. This is what you requested. This is what you wanted. This is what you sought after. Like the brother mentioned about Becky with the good hair. Back in the 70s, back in the 60s and 70s, black women were wearing their afros, their afro puffs. And then there came a point in time where the society said, look, we don't want your hair looking like that. And so our black men followed suit with that and said, you know what? I don't want your hair looking like that. I want your hair to look like this. And so that is essentially what has happened in society. And this brother broke it down so perfectly. He broke it down. And he also echoed something that we've been saying for a very long time. If the head is out of order, the whole body is out of order. That's essentially what he said. So women are following your lead, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, whether you want to own up to it or not. The so-called black woman has followed your lead. Some of them, because some women have decided, look, I'm just going to go, even though you got that statement, a piece of man is better than no man at all, you also have this other statement where some women say, I can do bad all by myself, right? And that's a woman, and let me just keep it real right here. That's a woman who said, look, I refuse to be abused. I refuse to be used. I refuse to be mistreated. So this is not a black woman turning her back on black men. This is a black woman saying, look, I don't want to go through this hell, so I can do bad by myself. You see, and a lot of brothers, they like to look at that one statement that says, I don't need a man. They look at that statement and they don't look at it in proper context. Women who get to that point, those are women who have basically said, is pretty much the same as that other statement that I can do bad by myself, but they just rephrased it in another way. When they say they don't need a man, they're basically saying, if this is what you have to give, then I can do without that. So you have those who don't want to look at the whole picture. You only want to look at the problem, but you don't want to look at how we arrive to the problem. And like I said, women are not innocent in this, right? Women, we hold the responsibility of getting ourselves together and keeping ourselves together regardless to what the head is doing. I said regardless to what the head is doing. In other words, we cannot look at what the head is doing as an excuse to say, well, I'm doing this because. We can't do that. We cannot do that. We have to make up in our minds that we are going to be right, that we're going to do what we're supposed to do so that we are in good standing with our Creator. I am done with this video, and I'm definitely interested in seeing and hearing your comments on this. Didn't the brother knock it out the park, y'all? Didn't he do his thing on this one? Whatever your comments are, keep it tight and keep it right. But until next time. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.